Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a marvelous day. And today, as you can see, a little bit of change of scenery. I am not in my house. Normally, you guys will just see a couch behind me and a pink wall. I don't know why I keep clapping. Okay, so I'm in my father's house, and that is because my mother is overseas. She's in another country, and I have not been able to film as well, so I'm going to be filming one today, and I'm going to be uploading one today, even though it's not my normal scheduling time, and that is because I haven't been filming a lot of videos recently. I've already had 2 videos filmed, and I was planning on editing them. I was gonna edit them. I didn't like how it came out. I didn't like how I was too breathy. I didn't like the scenery. I didn't like what I was talking about. So I'm just gonna refilm it, and then I'm gonna upload it today because, you know, it is what it is. You guys haven't seen a video in a while, and today, basically what this video is going to be about is my foundation routine plus my everyday makeup routine. So basically this is what I do every day, and this is my foundation routine 100% that this will always work for me, and I have oily skin. And this is also the makeup that I wear for school every day, and the makeup that I wear on church and weekends. And it's the makeup that will never fail for me, and 100% I will always wear this unless I find something better. But for right now, this is my current everyday foundation routine and everyday makeup routine. So I'm going to be showing you step by step everything that I do. We're gonna see how this goes, and basically this is what this video is going to be about. So let's just go get started. So the first thing that I do the night before is I will moisturize and cleanse my skin, and the moisturizer that I use is a hydrating moisturizer, and that is because if you put a moisturizer on your oily skin the night before, it basically tricks your skin into thinking, oh, I have already produced enough oil, so let me produce less oil, and so basically it will minimize the oiliness. And so that's what is going on. As you can see, I'm pretty much matte, and I've also have some acne spots, and I have some scarring, I have some discoloration. So this is the foundation routine that will 100% always work for me. So that's what I'm going to be showing you. I've also changed up my diet regimen, and I have had less acne problems, and it's basically don't eat anything. I cut out all the sugar in my life. I've only been drinking water. I don't eat any carbs except for oatmeal. I eat meat and vegetables. I eat beans. I don't eat bread. I don't eat rice. And I've been doing exercise, and I have noticed a very big difference in my skin. And I am very happy that I made this change in my life, because now I will lose weight and I will be a healthier human being. So let's just get on with the video. I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay, now we can move on to primer. Now, once again, I keep everything in a makeup bag, because for moments like this where I travel and stuff like that, to different places, I always keep all my makeup in here, and this is the routine that I will always use. So everything that I need is in here. So the first thing I do is I always prime, and this is by Trust Fund Beauty, Give Me a Good Face. You guys know how much I love this. I use this in practically well, actually, I don't think you guys have seen me use this primer. I don't think I've used it in a recent, like, I'm already running out. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, got some. Okay, so it's just clear and silicone-y. Because it's been so long, I don't think you guys have seen me use this before. Basically, this is a mattifying smoothing primer. I put this over my nose, my pores, over my texture, my acne. I put this all over my face, basically. And then I grab a little bit more, and I put that on my nose, because my nose will get very, 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 very oily. And the reason, I don't know why, but it's been very, very oily recently. And so I'll just put extra on my nose to make sure that it lasts long enough. And so I will be showing you guys a trick to how I keep my nose less oily. So then I go in with color corrector, and the color corrector that I use, if I can find it really quick, let me get everything set up and then I will show you guys. So the next thing that I do after primer is I color correct, because as you can see, I have very, very dark under eye circles, and I'm sorry if I'm losing light. I'm using natural daylight, so I'm trying to do this as quick as possible, and normally this is a quick foundation routine. So this is the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer in the color orange, and basically it's a kind of peachy orange color corrector, and I just put that underneath my eyes. So now once that is blended, I will move on to foundation. And my recent favorite foundation ever has been the Rimmel Match Perfection foundation in Golden Honey, and I have been loving this. Reason being because it's so full coverage, but it's so lightweight at the same time, and so of course it'll basically cover all of this in one layer, and I love that. I'll use like about that much, and then of course I will get more, which seems like a lot of foundation, but I have a lot to cover. So, and then to blend that out, I will use a Real Techniques makeup sponge, and I have been loving this because of the flat side, and because I feel like this is a better material for me. I feel like the Beauty Blender is too squishy and soft. This one has a little bit of toughness to it, and it's just perfect for me. So as you can see, with one layer, it covered all of this redness, and it covered most of my acne scars. And that's what I really like about this foundation. And sometimes I will even grab just a tiny bit more out of the bottle, and I'll just go over it just a tiny bit more. And I love that this foundation is buildable, and this is only $5 from Rimmel. So I really like that. Once that is on and I used up pretty much like half the bottle, I will go on to concealer. And the concealers, plural, that I use. Okay, so the 4 concealers that I use are all by Maybelline. Maybelline makes some great concealers. Maybelline It's Day Age Rewind, Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and Maybelline Better Skin Concealer. So I will put this, even though I'm running out of this, I have to get some more. And I will put this all over my under eye. But then I will go in with an actual concealer like Better Skin, which is what I've been doing recently, and just go over top because this one is a little bit light. And then I'll just go in my forehead, a little bit more on my nose, and then on my chin. I'll leave my eyes to last because I took this trick from Nikkie Tutorials. If you leave it there a little bit just to set, it lasts longer. And then I'll go on top of my eye, just a tiny bit, and then I will start blending all of this concealer slash foundation. Because I am so oily, I bake every day. It stops me from creasing, makes my makeup last longer. Everything just looks more flawless and blended when I do bake, so that's why I do. And the powder that I use to bake is the Coty Airspun powder in the color Naturally Neutral. So I'm just adding a tiny bit more because I don't like seeing my dark circles. And so I add more concealer and I blend until they literally disappear. I already told you guys what powder I am using, so I'm just gonna dip my sponge in this, and I will dip it on the pointy side so it makes it easier for it to go under my eye. Leftover powder, I will set my eyes with it. I will go on my nose, and I will put a lot of powder on my nose. I will put some in the middle of my forehead and my chin. And the reason I do this is because I am so oily. And so when I do this, when I do it on my forehead, my chin, and my nose, it will keep the oils at bay, and I wipe all of this off later on. So moving on, now I go on to contouring, and I do this every day for school. I know I'm so extra. I will use the Anastasia contour kit, and I use these 2 shades to contour slash bronze. I just like to shape my face, so I will grab a big fluffy powder brush like this, and I will just swirl those 2 just like that. I don't even use the highlight shades anymore. I just like to use the bronzing shades because the powder is so like neutral that it just does the highlighting for me. So it's so funny knowing that so many girls know so much about makeup now that there's basically like you can ask anybody and you will get at least 2 tips of makeup out of them. So it's so funny what YouTube and the beauty community has done so far. So it's really cool. It's really special. So as you can see, I'm nice and shaped now, and I will go along my jaw as well. And I know what you guys must be thinking, oh my god, she didn't powder her face, she didn't powder the rest of her face. It's because I'm not really oily here. And my makeup doesn't really leave here, so I'm not really too worried about, oh, you have to set it and then add more powder. It's sometimes I notice when I do that, it can look like I added a little too much powder. So I will go underneath my contour, just like that, with the same beauty sponge, and we'll bake underneath. Moving on, now what I will do is move on to my eyebrows, and actually I will reapply a little bit more of that powder. And my eyebrows, of course, deserve the best because they need to look their best. And now I'm going to brush and do these brows. I will just go ahead and fill in my brows, and then I will come back to you in a little bit. Okay, so I do realize that my eyebrows came out a little bit thicker than normal, but now I'm going to set them with the Jordana Fabu Set and Shape and Set Gel. Moving on, so the next thing I will do is move on to mascara, and this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Original, and this is the CoverGirl Flamed Out mascara in the color Very Black Blaze, and then this is in the color black. So go ahead and move on to this one. This has an hourglass shape, and I like this because it's kind of like, I make this kind of like my primer to the mascara then, because I don't know why actually, but it's just this little trick. I don't know, I feel like my mascara looks better when I do this. It probably doesn't. It probably just looks the exact same as doing normal mascara, and I'm probably making it extra on myself, but you know what? It is what it is. Okay, so now that that is on, I will then go to apply the Voluminous Original. And now this mascara, it's a little different. I feel like they overflow it with products, so I always have to like brush off the excess just a tiny bit, and then I go in. It gives me volume, it gives me thickness. I always get compliments on my lashes when I wear this mascara. I can't even explain it. It looks like a wand that won't do anything, but it does amazing things. So now that that's done, I can't do my bottom lash mascara with the powder because I will dump powder back into my tube, so I will wipe off this bakage. And I always start off with the face first, and then I will build up just to like soften the contour a little bit, because like that looks a little bit harsh and this looks like a little bit softer and more natural. So that's what I'll do. Wipe off on my chin, wipe it off, and then go a little bit just like that, just to kind of like soften it and make it a little less, you know, noticeable slash harsh. Then I wipe off my under eye, not my nose. My nose I leave to the very end. Like if I'm like about to walk off the door, I will run into my room a little bit and then wipe it off, because I notice that when I do that, my nose stays matte longer. In areas that I look a little bit too powdery or I look a little bit too cakey, I will grab my beauty blender and I will just tap, and it melts everything together because I didn't bring setting spray with me, so this does the effect of the setting spray. So I will go around my chin, around where I baked, under my eyes. I'll even apply like leftover powder that's in the cap. I'll like set it under my eyes, then I'll wipe it away. This is just what I do to ensure that my skin will not get oily. Then once I am done and I am out the door, I will wipe off the baking on my nose. So that is basically my everyday makeup routine and everyday school routine, everyday foundation routine. This is the makeup that I go for every single time. This is my base. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I promise I will get better with my uploading schedule, certain look on something, I will definitely do it. I'm also ordering a Juvia's Place palette, and it's the Masquerade palette, so if you guys want me to come up with any looks on that, please let me know in the comments box below. So subscribe for more videos and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Remember to check out my Instagram and my Twitter, which is @makeupbysandyf, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.